and welcome, my guardians. I hope everybody is doing well this evening as we step into the void to watch or continue part 2 with NovaUmbral. So, let's see here. Let's let me just check one more thing. Okay. So, we're going to go ahead and do part 2, and we're not going to waste a whole lot of time. So we're just going to jump right into it. This is going to be basically I'm going to do a recording while doing the stream. And then at the end of the recording, which depending on how much longer it takes for us to get through the rest of the video or the sound clip that I put together, then and only then we will be done with the recording and we will continue on the stream afterwards. So if you're checking this out, be sure to stay, and you just keep going. We're not ending the stream right after that. So let's just go ahead and jump right into it. Let's see. I need to make some adjustments, and unfortunately we have to cut the music. No, it's okay. So let's go ahead, and I need to start recording first in 3, 2, 1. Hey, my name is Armorlight, and thank you for stopping by again here at the Guardian Talk Radio. Tonight we are going to continue on to part 2 of the sound clip from Umbral, or should I say NovaUmbral, excuse me. And we're going to finish out the rest of what he has to say. I kind of got a somewhat of an idea where we stopped at from last night's stream. So, but if you are seeing this and you would like to be a part of the streams, be sure to hit me up when I'm live. So, but if not, and you like these kind of shorter content, go ahead and hit that sub button for me and let me know. Hit me up in the comments section. You know what to do. All right, let's go.
False marketing at this point because free players do not have any content to play through. Maybe if we had this discussion during Shadowkeep, I'd actually kind of agree with you, as most people seem to forget that new players and free players had access to Red War content, Curse of Osiris content, and Warmind content, and everything else with New Light. Now maybe that doesn't paint the picture very well, so let me visualize it for you a bit better.
Okay, so we ended up stopping here, somewhere around here, and basically talking about the whole, what New Light players had to begin with and what they are left with now. So he's going to go through a whole list. I'm just going to let him, just verbatim go ahead and go with his list, and then we'll discuss it.
Pre-Beyond Light, Destiny 2 free-to-play had Arms Dealer, Lake of Shadows, Southern Song, Exodus Crash, Inverted Spire, Pyramidion, Tree of Probabilities, Garden World, Strange Terrain, Will of the Thousands, and Inside Terminus. As for the exotic quests, they had the Mida Multitool, Sturm, Rat King, Sleeper, Worldline Zero, Polaris Lands, Whisper of the Worm, and Outbreak Perfected, and they can get the catalyst for these guns as well, Legend of Acrius. They also had full access to Io, Mars, Titan, Nessus, and Mercury. They also had access to Escalation Protocol and its rewards. And they had access to the Leviathan, Eater of Worlds, and Spire of Stars. They also had access to the Prestige difficulties as well. Now compare all of that to now, which free players have access to Arms Dealer, Lake of Shadows, Devil's Lair, Disgraced, Fallen Saber, Inverted Spire, Exodus Crash, Inside Terminus, Proving Grounds playlist I think, I'd hope so, Gambit, and PvP, Vault of Glass, and the Prophecy Dungeon. However, even though they have access to one dungeon and one raid, it's extremely difficult to get to the required power level because free players don't have many activities, which helps them grind to soft cap.
You know, yeah, kinda. I mean, if you're a free to play player, I mean, I'm pretty sure you could still get to soft cap because most of it was blues. Like, even when Witch Queen dropped, it was mainly blues. And it's not really until after you get to the soft cap where blues start dropping a little less and you'll start getting more of the higher tier stuff. So I can't really comment on that because I'm not a free to play player. So if anybody else has comments on how that works for them, if they are a free to play player, educate me. All right. I'm always open for discussion.
They can also still obtain older exotics, but at a much more expensive cost instead of just doing the designated quests. Now, a free player can spend money just to get up to par with someone who has been paying for the game. How much, you might say? Oh, just nearly $200, which will give them access to the rest of the game.
This, I actually agree with him. Out of most of the bullshit that came out his mouth, this is one of the things that, I do agree with him. The reason being is because, for example, if you're just getting into Destiny, if you want to purchase everything all at once, yeah, it's very difficult because you're going to shell out like $200 probably, just to be able to get caught up. Now, how would I suggest maybe just doing one step at a time? Whatever is the next thing, pay for that and then continue on to continue going up. But yeah, like let's say for right now, I have my oldest son that's actually wanting to play Destiny. And if I wanted him to be able to have access to everything, I would have to shell out, if I want to do it all at once, yeah, it would be pretty rough. Especially for content that's going to be vaulted. I could say Bungie could maybe come up with something a little bit better, but that's just my opinion. And obviously it's his as well, because of how much money you would have to shell out. But that being said, I also think that Bungie or Destiny, Bungie, they're not the only ones that do this. I'm pretty sure any game, like let's take for example ESO, you could purchase each one of the things, and there's like a billion of them, or you pay the subscription fee, and I believe all that opens up for you as long as you have the subscription fee. So that being said, do you think that Destiny should also have subscription fees? How would we implement that? Because that's how ESO does it, is that you have to have a subscription in order, which is like $15 a month. And I believe you have access to everything. But I do believe if you don't want to pay for that, you would have to pay for each individual expansion that they placed in ESO. And ESO has been around for a long time, very long time. So it's probably going to cost you even more. So yes, maybe Bungie could probably find a way to make it a little bit easier on the buyer, especially since there's not as much. Maybe, I don't know, maybe they could do some bundle packs. I know a lot of the times, like that's how I got into Destiny in the first place, was they had a sale, which was for Destiny the base game, which came with Red War, and they lumped in Curse of Osiris and Warmind, and it was all for $30. Maybe they could do something like that, and maybe they will. And if they do something like that, that would be freaking awesome. because it would save you a little bit of money in the long run. So I'm gonna let him continue.
I don't know about you, but that probably isn't a free-to-play game. And
Well,
B,
no.
you paid for this content, and now it's gone.
Okay, maybe we're getting a little lost in the woods with this whole what. Okay, yeah, it's free to play, but is it really? Yeah, like I don't know. Maybe people get stuck on that terminology because you have stuff like Fortnite or Apex, games like that are 100% free. Warframe, that's like 100% free to play, but you still have to pay for the expansions. Technically, yes, you can come in and literally play Destiny for free. It depends on what you want to do. If are you just here for the, try it out? Yeah. Can you really call it a demo? Not really, because a demo is only like you can only try it for so long, and then you have to either purchase it or miss out completely. Because if you call it a demo, then it's not really a demo. But you can download Destiny for free, and you can access Destiny for free. It's just everything else you have to pay for. So I would love to have a discussion with somebody about this more. What their thoughts are, if they have something better, maybe a better idea, but we'll listen to his point of view first.
The content is priced at AAA, yet they have the audacity to remove it straight up. Now, a lot of people will say things like, oh, it's old content, you should have played it when you had the chance. Which to that I say, how dumb are you?
Well, amazing comeback. It's just like, well, I have nothing to say, so I'm just going to say, you're dumb. Okay, well, hit us with some facts then. Educate us.
You realize that not everyone plays this game 24/7, and some people might have not ever played Destiny up until now.
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty. I mean, I don't even play Destiny 24/7. I got a full-time job. And a family. Well, what the fuck do you mean I don't play this 24/7, but I still enjoy playing the expansions, and I just have a love for a game. It's the one game that has actually kept my attention this entire time. But really, like with this argument, it's like you're dumb and basic knowledge that everybody already knows. It's like, well, duh, no, yeah, of course, not everybody plays it 24/7. But what's your point? You're just talking out your ass, really, at this point.
So, fuck them, I guess. What about the people who did enjoy the old content? I sure as hell loved Forge and Menagerie. Fuck them, right? Now I get it. At some point, you might not need to keep old content around, as it becomes a hassle to continue maintenance. But on the other hand, this is content that people paid for, and you can still take the effort to update it.
So let's see if we can understand this just a little bit better. Maybe boil it down to terms maybe more people could probably understand. If you're talking about I paid for it, so it's now mine. Okay. Well, let's use something else that we see in the real world that they use kind of the same method. So let's say you go rent a movie, which right now would probably cost you about as much as what an expansion would be. Maybe a little less, but you still paid for it, but you only get to have it for so long, like 24 hours, 3 days, when you used to go to the old Family Video or the Blockbuster, shit like that. So yeah, you paid for it, but you have to return it. It's not your movie. It's just like these are not your expansions or seasons. Yeah, you paid to access them, but you're trying to act like you're paying for something and you walk out empty-handed once it's gone. It's supposed to be forgettable. It's supposed to, well, kind of forgettable. It just like it comes and goes. You know, I don't hear you. I mean, well, I guess you can't really complain about like other stuff like the, uh, the little events that they like to do around the holidays because those are completely free. But even then, I mean, you're only paying $10 basically to rent, and then whatever it is, cosmetics, all cosmetics, armor pieces, ornaments, emotes, anything that they bring to the table for each of the seasons, and weapons that you can collect, you still get to keep those. Now, I would 100% agree with you if they took all that away. Like, yeah, you may not be able to access those weapons anymore once it's gone, but like the last few seasons, once they're gone, you can't get those weapons anymore. Those weapons were only for that season. But I would agree with you if they took all that away from us. Yeah, that would be pretty fucked up. It's like, wow, I mean, I paid to at least keep something. But really, what the only thing I can see is you're complaining when it comes to seasons is you're taking seasons away from me, which is really just activities. Could you imagine what Destiny would look like right now if we literally kept every single activity? I don't even think Witch Queen would have been a thing. It would have been possible. This is another thing that people don't really want to try to really think about is the fact that, yes, they have to vault things in order to make room. Hence, Witch Queen. Look how big each of the story modes were, or are, should I say. They're much larger, so it takes up a larger file. So they want to make more room so that they could give us bigger expansions like the Witch Queen. And I hope every year, every expansion like this from here on out is going to be a lot like Witch Queen, if not better. I mean, it's amazing. Compared to what we've seen in the past, this is the new standard. So, I'm okay with the whole vaulting thing, if this is going to be the norm. But when it comes to your basically you're just arguing about activities that I guarantee you, maybe you loved the Forge, maybe you loved Menagerie. Would you really be grinding those activities out if they were still around on top of the countless other activities that came and gone in each of the seasons? You're not coming out of each season empty-handed. That's for damn sure. You're coming out with weapons. Now, yes, you can make this argument, okay? Because of sunsetting. Basically, they took those weapons from you. Sure. And now we're kind of seeing somewhat of a sunsetting because since we got weapon crafting, maybe each season they're going to start turning that dial up just a little bit more at a time. So basically the main focus is going to be weapon crafting is going to be the main focus. They're really going to amplify that up, but they have to do it slowly. I'm not an expert. I'm just talking out my ass at this point because I'm just trying to observe what it is that's going on and try to put my interpretation on it. I could be 100% wrong, but it sounds right. It sounds good.
And maybe add new mechanics or gameplay additions to these older pieces of content, or replace the content with something better. And when I mean replace, I mean replace. Not
Replace? What do you mean by replace? Replace with what? The next season? Because that's what they're doing. They take away something and they give you something. They take away, like the whatever activity that they had in Season of the Lost, the Ascendant something, whatever. I can't even remember. I didn't even play it all that much. But they took that away and now we have PsyOps missions. I mean, and even then, like the way, if I remember correctly, you're gonna like since the Witch Queen, we're probably going to keep PsyOps missions, whatever comes in the next season, whatever the season of the Redacted for the next 3 seasons. Most likely, all 3 of those seasons are going to be available to us at the same time by the end of the last season during the Witch Queen. Once we get leading up to Lightfall. I believe it's the next one because it's Lightfall and then Final Shape. So that being said, you're going to have all those activities to play. And yes, you could, they're going to take it all away and then we're only going to get 1. Like they're going to take away 4 and then give us 1. Yeah, but are you really going to be doing a whole lot of PsyOps missions, like grinding it out by the time you get to the last season when there's new activity to do? And then the other 2 after PsyOps or this season of the Risen, there's going to be 2 others? I mean, come on. Let's be real.
Removing 5 raids and only adding 2 new ones. Now others might argue saying, it's within Bungie's right to remove content, which to that I say, yes, just like any other game. Destiny's not an exception. Every other game has the right to remove content, but you don't see other games doing that. Just because it's legally okay doesn't mean it's consumer friendly.
Okay, so because you don't see other games doing it, so Bungie shouldn't do it because you don't see anybody else removing content. Well, let's take for, maybe let's say Call of Duty. They got the season battle passes now. If I remember correctly, and once that came and gone, that was gone. They removed it, right? I'm assuming. But I think it's more of, it's not that, they have the right to do so, but it's wrong. It's they have the right to do so, but I don't like it. Okay, if that's your opinion, I'll let you have it.
You spent a lot of money on Destiny only for the content you paid for to get removed, then rehashed and recycled, only for it to be sold to you at a later date again. Now you might be wondering, what about the Forsaken content? Since they only vaulted half of it, wouldn't the other half be added as free? Like Shattered Throne, Last Wish, the Strikes in Dreaming City, all of the exotic weapons? Right? Nope, you gotta pay $25 for the scraps that remain of that DLC.
Yeah, so Forsaken is no longer with us, and unfortunately, yes, you're going to have to purchase those in order to, or the legacy items. I'm not sure how much. I know I looked at it before, but I can't remember it off the top of my head how much it is. So I guess it's still a way where I'm sure it's not going to be as much as the Forsaken campaign was, but at the same time, it still allows you to have access to those weapons at a cheaper cost. I'm hoping that's the case. I'm not sure. I will have to look that up myself to be a little more educated on the situation. But yeah, I really don't have much to say on it because it's like, well, they could do it a little bit different, but at the same time, we don't know what goes on the back end at Bungie. So basically all we can see is what they show in front of us, and we just put our interpretations on it. So
whereas before with Year 1, you had access to everything they provided for free, even after they were retired as Legacy. My point being that this game without any DLC feels like a demo after Beyond Light, and it should be labeled as such. Not a free-to-play game, but a demo.
I don't think that it should be really called a demo, because the reason being is a demo is basically a limited trial, basically. Like, you're literally only get to play it for a certain amount of time. Now, is it better for Bungie to say it's free to play, so it's like it's free to access, free to try, but a demo, I don't think that would be a good terminology to use, because people would take that as, oh, I would love to try Destiny, but it's called a demo, so I'm only going to be able to play it for a limited time, and then I no longer have access to the game. So I don't think it should be called a demo, but we're just splitting hairs at this point.
And is Bungie really this small indie team that is struggling to make ends meet? No, they have 700 employees and got a $1 billion cash injection from Sony. Even before this, Bungie has been very stable financially. They are a multi-billion-dollar company, and Eververse alone has loaded them.
So I'm assuming you work at Bungie and you know all of their books and you know all these things. Just because they may receive so much money, how much does it cost to run a business like that when they have hundreds of employees that I'm sure they pay them handsomely? Hopefully that's the case, because they do an amazing job and they deserve it and then some. But I just love the talk of, I know that they have this and that, and like you're part of the situation. You're in the meetings every Monday morning. Okay, I guess we'll just take your word for it.
I mean, look at the prices. $10 for emotes, increasing the bright dust cost of items, and lowering the amount you get? And the shit show that was transmog?
Okay, well, transmog is not that bad. I don't give a fuck what anybody says. Okay, it's literally like a thing in the back of my head. Like, I forgot all about it, and I was like, maybe I do need to get some more material, or I need to do a couple of those bounties. I go get the damn ones where you can do public events, and I go on the moon, and I've been grinding out the moon for the past couple weeks. So like, and I just happen to grab one of those every once in a while, and then I have more material, or the whatever material it is that you need to be able to transmog shit. Oh, because it's sold in the Eververse, you can purchase it, then it's a problem. If they literally took it out of the Eververse, nobody would give a fuck.
I'm not saying that big DLCs should be free either. I'm more than okay with paying for content if it's not recycled and is good. But what isn't okay is forcing your player base to purchase the most expensive edition and then locking out content that should have been in the base. I was expecting to get Osteostriga after beating the campaign, but I just got a pop-up that told me to buy the deluxe edition because... yes? And then I'll get it? This is their plan.
Okay. Well, so it sounds like to me that your whole argument was based off of one gun, because you wanted to ask the Strega, the SMG. Pretty dope, by the way. But you have to purchase the deluxe edition, I guess. But let's just say, yes, at the very beginning, you would have to, like, they really push the pre-orders. Every game does. They really push you to pay, purchase the pre-orders. And a lot of the times, the pre-orders are literally like a little bit more expensive sometimes. And then after it drops, it's a little cheaper, which at this case, I'm going to show this one more time. Witch Queen, for just the base game, is still $40. It's not $100. Okay. It's not $100. Literally, and the 30th anniversary is only $25. You could purchase these separately, and each season is $10. and you can purchase them separately. You know, I keep hearing this point. I don't know what the talking point is of why they say Bungie is going to punish you if you don't purchase the said pre-order, whatever the cost is. They're going to punish you. It's like, how the hell are they going to punish you? You could literally purchase everything after it drops. And according to just the Witch Queen, I could purchase Witch Queen 2 weeks after. And in 2 weeks, you can make the decision. In 2 weeks, you got plenty of freaking time to be able to make your goddamn decision. It's not that hard. Oh. And I'm still waiting on they're going to punish you. Oh, okay. Still waiting on that. All right, he's just about done. I know we're getting close to 30 minutes, so we'll
want
finish this up.
players to spend the full 100 each year to commit to playing all 4 seasons instead of cherry-picking seasons.
Okay, I'm going to split hairs again at this point, but they are not forcing you to pay 100. I think the 100 was literally right here. I'm going to give it to you. You get Destiny 2, the Witch Queen Deluxe, plus the 30th anniversary bundle, which comes with Witch Queen, base game, all 4 seasons, and the 30th anniversary, all for $100. Not just the expansion. Stop telling everybody it's $100.
You don't like Season 17? Well, tough luck. You need to buy it anyways because the dungeon and quests are not included in the season passes or...
We don't know this unless if I am oblivious to the fact that Bungie has stated that dungeons are now going to be, from here on out, going to be sold separately. I may be oblivious to the situation. Maybe. But if you're not going to pay for the season, what? You don't get the dungeon. Or if it is sold separately, then you don't get the season. Well, you could probably get the dungeon. Maybe you like the dungeon and you just don't care for the season. If that's the case, well, why not? I mean, your argument would be a little more impressive if it was the other way around, to be honest. Like if you can't get this dungeon unless if you purchase the season. But if they have it separated, which I'm not sure of 100%, I need to look it up. Maybe I'll do that tonight, and then my next stream, I'll say something about it. Like I looked it up. But if who cares if you don't want the season? But hey, the dungeon looks pretty dope. Yeah, I'll spend $10 for that, or $5, or however much it's going to be, if that's the case. But I don't know this, so I can't really comment on it. I'm just kind of basing off of what I kind of know. So, but I will definitely look into it.
Or DLCs anymore, and instead, the content pieces are now bundled into the deluxe edition. And that is just bullshit. It's anti-consumer and it's egregious as fuck. Witch Queen should have came with the exotic quests.
The newest dungeon came with the 30th anniversary, which you can purchase the 30th anniversary, I'm going to show it again, for $25. Like literally, you'll get the dungeon and then everything that came with the 30th anniversary. Sure, you can say, oh, it should have been free. It should have been a big, thank you for sticking with us for this many years. Well, I don't know if you don't sound like you've been with Bungie or playing Bungie's games for the past 30 years, but okay.
Dungeons and other contents instead of blocking the rest behind the deluxe. But instead, base edition buyers get fucked.
Not behind the deluxe. Like the deluxe is literally just the Witch Queen and the 4 seasons. It's not locked behind a deluxe. That is not $100. I mean, come on. The deluxe is $80. So, okay, round it up. It's basically $100. $80 is $100. Sure, whatever. But to be able to get everything is literally going to be, for all the Witch Queen, all 4 seasons, 30th anniversary is $100. But literally the dungeon is not locked behind the deluxe. It is with the 30th anniversary, which is $25.
What's the point of even having these individual seasons if everyone is basically forced to buy all of them? What's the point of even...
Nobody is forced. You don't have to. God, how many times do I have to tell you this? I'm going to have to keep telling you this until you get it through your thick skull. But you already know this. I am not telling you anything new. So let it be known, I'm not speaking to you. I am speaking to those who watch your content or maybe who end up falling into one of your shows or one of your videos. And you're putting all this bullshit in their heads, making them think that, oh, well, stay away from Destiny. You know this.
Having base editions if they don't provide the full intended experience. And worst of all, other companies will look to Bungie and follow the same, because if one company gets away with it, everyone else will try to as well. Soon, deluxe editions become much more than just an extra cosmetic package. Soon, entire pieces of content will be locked behind deluxe bundles.
So, literally, just like the last guy that we went over, almost literally verbatim, copycat, copy and paste, what ifism. That's all it is. Like, oh, well, if we let Bungie do this, then every other gaming community or gaming developer is going to think that it's okay for them to do it as well. Then it's going to be all over the place. Yeah. Unless if you could show me that's the case, which half of the stuff that came out your mouth was pretty much bullshit in my mind. But I think that we can agree to disagree, I guess, at this point.
Eventually, every game will require players to spend $100 just to experience the full game. Games are already ludicrously expensive these days, yet the price doesn't even come close to justifying the quality of said product. And I'll say it again, Witch Queen alone is not worth $50. If the base edition came with the first season...
Well, I think it's not 50, but maybe it is in your area, because I believe at the beginning of his video he said he was in Canada, so it must be like $50 or whatever it is in his currency. So, but that's your opinion. And if you think that, oh, I think that Witch Queen was worth every penny, my opinion. Okay, but we're not trying to. I'm trying to refrain from spewing out the opinions and try to make it sound like it's fact, like you're doing.
As well as the dungeon and exotic quest content, then I would be much more happier with this DLC. But the fact that Bungie purposefully stripped Witch Queen's base edition so they can squeeze more money from players through the deluxe is really scummy. There's no defending this. Witch Queen itself was a pretty solid DLC, but was held back by Bungie being too greedy.
And that is the end of it, finally, of part 2. So, if you happen to enjoy this, be sure to hit the sub button for me, give it a like, all the good stuff. Now, if you happen to want to, come across one of these videos, and you want to be able to catch the live streams, be sure to hit the sub and the notification bell so that you get notified whenever I start going live. Usually I try to go live, about 9:30 Central Standard Time, PM, I should say. So I know it's a later stream, mainly for the streams, kind of like the talk show. It's for those who like to, if they're at working that graveyard shift, I get it. And you need something to kind of put in the background, hopefully I'll be there for you. So until I see you Guardians again, you stay classy. And that is the end of the recording. So, and I will I could probably go ahead and get that uploaded now. Whew. So that is the second person that I've covered. This one I really wanted to cover his video because he had a lot of the same talking points as the first guy, but it was more misleading information that he was posting about how the Witch Queen DLC is $100. And then close to about the end of the show or in the end of his video, he was claiming that, oh, well, I don't think Witch Queen is worth $50. I mean, that's a big hell of a gap, you know, $50. And but if you're going around telling everybody that it's $100, holy shit, you know, who's going to spend $100 on an expansion? I mean, I'm sure there's whales out there that would love to do that, but not all of us can. But I'm here to show you that Witch Queen is not $100 at base, just Witch Queen. And they keep, this is the second person, the second person that I've covered that discussed about how if you don't purchase the pre-orders right when Bungie wants you to, they're going to twist your arm and then they're going to punish you later. And I'm still waiting for someone to show me where the punishment is because I don't fucking see it. It must have went way over the fuck of my head because I haven't seen it yet. If anything, you can make the argument you have to wait 2 weeks after the initial launch, which is not actually technically a bad idea because if you're still kind of on the fence, you're not really sure, 2 weeks is long enough for you to make a decision. To be like, you can watch, because that's when all the hype is up. That's when all the content creators and streamers are streaming the game and they're talking about the game and they're talking about all the new cool stuff that you could do. Yeah, in 2 weeks, you can make that decision for yourself and hold on to, to your next paycheck, and you can go ahead and purchase Witch Queen separately. You don't have to purchase everything. And you can literally wait till each of the seasons drop, and you could purchase them directly. Like literally at launch, I believe, if I remember correctly. The day each of the seasons drop, you can actually purchase them. So, and I think to be honest, I think it's the whole 30th anniversary that's throwing everybody off. And especially when it comes to like dungeon, you had to purchase the 30th anniversary in order to access that dungeon. And now everybody's talking about, oh, well, now Bungie is going to sell dungeons separately because they did it maybe this one time. I guess I'm going to have to research it to see if Bungie has stated that they're going to start selling dungeons separately. And depending on the situation, is that really, I mean, you could look at it both ways. You could say, well, that's a bad idea or that's a good idea. You know, what if like they come up with a dungeon, but it's during a season that you really could give two shits about? And it's like, I don't want to play this season. I don't want to pay money for that. But that dungeon is looking pretty sick. Well, you could purchase the dungeon, but it depends on how much the dungeon is. So it is what it is. Now, I don't know how many more of these I'm going to be able to do. I thought this would be a good experiment, just to try out and see how I could flow with it. Literally, like, I'll just listen to the video, maybe once, twice, kind of get an idea of what's being said, and then I can reply to any of the things that are being said within said videos. And this is not to be, to attack a certain person. I'm not attacking the person. I am only attacking the arguments. And hopefully, maybe one day we can have a conversation. Actually, a one-on-one conversation. Because, this whole, like, having debates on Twitter or Facebook, fucking YouTube comments, they don't really get very far. And I just don't see it really working out. I think it's when two people can actually have a sit-down conversation and actually discuss all these things. So, not an attack on anybody. And if they, like this last guy, at the beginning of his video, he said, if you're easily offended, you might as well turn away. Well, back at you. So I'm actually, let's see, where are we at? We're already an hour and 20 minus 30 minutes. So I'll go ahead and set up the Guardian Talk Radio in the Discord. And we'll just name it the same thing. Takes. There we go. And start it. So if anybody decides that they want to hop in, maybe we can discuss it a little bit more. So that is available. To show it off just a little bit. Here we go. Ta-da! This is what it looks like. Basically, this is how I do call-ins. You know, people could hop into the Discord and they can, you know, be able to hop in and we can have conversations. I will try to do it more just like a one-on-one type of thing. So that way we don't have like a whole bunch of people in and trying to have a conversation, talking over each other, trying to make it decent. Okay. Give me just a second. Ooh, all that talking though. I need to take a drink. I need a sip of coffee. All right, so there goes the camera. Ooh. Oh. And let it be known that the Guardian Talk Radio is actually supposed to be a very, hopefully, as interactive, I should say. It should be a very interactive platform for anybody and everybody. I don't care who you are. You could be a casual gamer. You could be a first timer. You could be like somebody that you're thinking about starting Destiny and you're just not sure where to start. And hopefully maybe I can help answer any questions. I will tell you this right now. I am an idiot on most things. So, but I can do the best I can. If anything, I know how to use Google. So we can figure that out together. Oh, and I need to get better at this. I just stopped, like literally, oh, I gotta switch that too. I literally, right after I did my video, I keep forgetting I need to start the music again. So that we can have some background music. Less dead air. That's the goal. But yeah, that was the end of the part 2 from NovaUmbral. I didn't really see a whole lot. I mean, trying to keep up with or try to see how relevant, you know, try not to go too far back, because I don't think it's fair if I try to comment on, you know, somebody's hard, you know, hot takes that they may have, just so that, you know, that they really couldn't know what was going to happen. You know, let's say like 4 years ago. I mean, that's not fair, to be honest. So I try to keep it relevant, and I'll keep an eye on it. Maybe we'll do something different tomorrow instead. I am kind of contemplating if I want to actually continue having the streams Monday through Friday. I like the idea, but you know, I'm still trying to build an audience. So the more people we can get in, the more I can, you know, more often I can actually have a show. Maybe what I'll start doing is maybe a Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. I'm not really just sure yet. You know, just have a show during those days. Yeah, I'll be missing out on both Reset and TWAB, but you know, to be honest, you don't really need me for that whenever you got other great content creators out there that cover that stuff anyways for you. So, and you know, I don't need to be sitting here reading TWABs. I mean, we can actually discuss about TWABs, especially if there's like a specific topic within a TWAB that everybody is having a hot takes for, you know, like the slide nerf that nobody gives a damn about anymore now. So let me get one more sip in. we'll definitely be having a show tomorrow night, so maybe I'll surf the internet and I might actually find another person that we can start doing tape. Same thing, you know, maybe have 3, you know, try to get a few people in on it. But it's definitely not something that's gonna last forever, but it was something that I was willing to try out. Kind of get a feel for it, especially with the idea of, well, I can actually make segments during my live streams. So literally I can multitask 2 separate things. I can stream at the same time, make a video at the exact same time about whatever the topics are, whatever it is that I feel the need to make a video on, and go ahead and push that out for those who would prefer shorter content. And for any of those that do end up watching this, especially if you get all the way to the back here at the end of the stream, you know, if you want to start seeing this kind of blow up, it really helps me. If you want to share it with your friends, let all your buddies know that this thing is going on, it really does help. Let's see. All right. I'm gonna go ahead and close out this. I know I didn't have it up very long, but I know it's like 10:30 at night my time, and it could be kind of difficult to be able to try to get anybody in. So at least at the beginning. Hopefully one day it'll actually pick up speed and we can actually have conversations, and the streams could be much longer. The stream really does come alive when the community interacts with it. So, but that's the reason why I'm also trying to do other videos to kind of, you know, like shorter form videos at the same time, and, you know, to kind of lure people in. So, and I have other avenues I'm exploring in the background, try to get the word out to let people know that this is actually a thing, because I know this is what the community wants. This is what I hear all the time. Hey, especially with the larger content creators, hey, are you guys going to be able to do call-ins and stuff like that? And I think that's an awesome idea. Well, most of the content creators don't want to take that chance. Well, guess what? I can and I will. Thank you very much. So, anyways, I think I'm gonna go ahead and call it a night. This has been fun. It was another shorter stream, but that's okay. We're here for a good time, not a long time. And we will be having another stream tomorrow night. So, but until I see you again, Guardians, you stay classy.